Right, I think Dave. Let's just make sure that everything is going through right. Okay, audio's going through properly. Alright, I'm gonna just get a thumbnail for the video. Oh, wait. Oh, I just realized the thumbnail for this video is gonna actually have to be different. Well, I'll use a thumbnail for now. Actually, I'll just use the thumbnail regardless, because I got a thumbnail before starting this. While it doesn't really fit in with the NC007 Direct format, I'm gonna still use it. Let me just get this edited, and then we can get started with the stuff. Alright, should hopefully be fixed now? Not yet. And update a little bit. Alright, so since the audio is going through pretty well right now, I am going to get a race going. I think I'm gonna just do like an endurance race, I think. I'm gonna do. Let me see. What track do I want to do? Custom race. I want to do that one. I'm not going on the hard one. But yeah, I'm gonna just get into the race, and then in a little bit I'll wait for a few more people to get going, and then I will go down the list and start talking about the stuff that will be happening. And if you guys have not seen NC007 Direct before, okay, that was a little too loud. So I don't know how long this live stream is going to be because of the fact that I don't really know, because it really depends on what goes down, because honestly the whole point of this live stream is just to get news out there. That's pretty much all I'm trying to do, because I was going to originally do this live stream a lot sooner, but I just never really got around to it. Oh, that was fast. Oh wait, I started at the middle point. But if you guys don't know what an NC007 Direct is, it's basically where it's kind of like a Nintendo Direct, where I basically go over stuff that's gonna happen in the future, and even announce upcoming videos. So yeah, alright, I'm gonna probably just start. That way people can get into it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is not really necessarily my main channel, but specifically my other adventures. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my second channel, as my second channel has not been in use for quite some time. I'm not going to lie, I kind of abandoned the channel a while ago because I didn't really know what to post on there, and I still don't intend to use the channel very much. It's going to be more so for miscellaneous videos, but I am doing a video later this week. It might be tomorrow, I'm not sure, where I make a video of my cousin playing Spider-Man PS4, well, the PS5 version, for the first time, and I am going to be making a brand house tour video as well, which will include my game room as it is right now. But I'll get more on that in a little bit. But for my second channel, not much is really going to be happening on there. I'm still going to keep it around. I'm going to post videos every once in a while, but nothing consistent. Because honestly, regarding stuff like inside opinions, I make discussion videos on my main channel now, so it's not really that, I don't feel like there's much of a reason to really post stuff on the second channel. I mean, unless there's stuff that you guys would want to see that would be second channel worthy. I mean, of course, if that is the case, then I would definitely like to know. Let me know, and I'll see if maybe I can make it. But only if I really want to. Like, I'm not gonna just make something because someone tells me to. But anyways, yeah, that is pretty much for my second channel. And I also, if you guys have not kept up with my community posts, I actually started an Instagram a few days ago. And on my Instagram, I don't really do a lot of stuff. I post pretty much mostly my game collecting stuff. Like, I post a picture of like whatever new game I get in the mail or something like that. That's usually what I end up that's what I intend to post on there at the very least. And maybe sometimes I'll post like some other stuff and whatnot, like maybe channel updates or something like that, or maybe updates in my real life that you guys may or may want to see that I don't really feel like making into a community post on YouTube. So yeah, that's pretty much what my Instagram is. I will link it in the description of this video after the live stream goes up. But it's just NCSO7. I really should link it at some point. But it's not really going to be like a big thing. It's going to be more kind of just a game collecting like Instagram account anyway, so it's not really like, I don't know. And of course, and also just to address it right now, yes, I'm doing an Instagram account because I deleted my Twitter account. If you guys didn't know, I deleted my Twitter account. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm gonna make a video on that in the future, but not now. I want to wait a little bit longer before I make that video. So that's pretty much all the stuff I wanted to talk about that doesn't really revolve around like my main channel or anything like that. So let's start getting into that. Starting off with the unboxing videos. Now, the unboxing videos are going to kind of... Here's the thing, is that I'm not entirely sure. I do intend to do an Xbox Series S unboxing sometime this year because I do intend to get one at a point in time, because I want to get an Xbox so I can play Halo Infinite, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and like a couple other games. And since I don't really need an X, and S is a lot easier to get, I'm just going to get a Series S. It's also cheaper as well, so there's that as well. But I'm going to be doing that. However, in its place, since I don't really have a lot of stuff I'm going to be unboxing, like that I get brand new, I've decided that I'm going to be doing some Puyo unboxings. So if you guys have seen, like, a big fan of Puyo. I really like the series, and I have all of the mainline games physical, as well as most of the side games physical too. And what I'm going to be doing is a Puyo unboxing series, where essentially I'm going to be doing kind of like little unboxings and kind of like, think of my hardware reviews, but essentially for these games. I'm going to go in depth on what the game was kind of about, kind of overview what the game was about, like its legacy, and then kind of just look inside the box and all that we can find, and if there's some instruction manuals and whatnot, I might flip through many of the pages. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of them, but it's a possibility, maybe. Those will be happening. I'm going to do all the mainline entries first, so 1 through 7, and then I'm going to be doing the side entries at a later date, and those are intended to happen throughout 2022. I'm going to make my first one next week. They'll happen every now and then. I don't intend to do them like really, like, it's gonna happen throughout the year pretty much. And that's kind of gonna be the thing that kind of is in the place of my normal unboxing videos, as I want to do some more stuff like that. So yeah, those will be happening. And one big video that I want to do in the future, that's a review video, is my Oculus Quest 2 review. So I got my Oculus Quest 2 a while ago, and I really want to make a review of it. Kind of like how I did the PlayStation 5 2 weeks in video, which, if you haven't watched that video, I essentially do an overview of the console itself and what I think of it, like the UI, the interface, and the controller and whatnot. And then I basically dive into like sort of mini reviews on the various games that I played on it. I'm going to be doing a very similar thing for my Oculus Quest 2. That video will be uploaded on March 20th, which will be 2 months after I bought the Quest 2. So I'll have like 2 months with the Quest 2 to to basically make a review of it. And I have quite a bit of games to talk about, so that'll be happening then. And another thing I want to talk about are my game collection videos. So one of the big difficulties with game collecting videos now is that I've pretty much shown my collections for all my games, but not enough really changes with my game collections. Like, if I were to do a video like later this month showing off my Wii games collection, which would be like maybe like even like a year or two after like the original, there wouldn't be almost any changes because I genuinely have not bought very much stuff within that time to make it worthy. Now, I did do like 2 PS4 games collections videos, but that's because I'm actively collecting PS4 games, and like there's a very big jump in the amount of games I had from the end of 2020 and the end of 2021. And I am going to still do that, including the PS5 games, as I will be doing updated PS5 game collection videos, but those are only going to really be happening near the end of the year, and only once a year too. But I have come up with an idea of, in its place, every single month, at the beginning of every single month, I'm going to be doing a video game pickups video, where essentially I'm going to show off all the games that I've picked up within the month. So at the beginning of April, I'm going to make a video on all the video games I picked up within March, and so on and so forth. And it'll be in a very similar style to the unboxing videos. I'm going to talk about why I got them and what I think of the game, just like very, very, very briefly. And I think it'll be a fun idea. I was going to do one for February, but I didn't really keep track of the games I got in February, so I'm not going to be able to do that one. But I am going to do one for March once the beginning of April comes around, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to be doing those. I think that's going to be fun because it kind of gets me to do a little bit more of the game collecting sort of stuff around there. And I think it'd be fun because it kind of keeps the game collecting videos somewhat alive, if just by a little bit. And then the next thing I want to talk about is my playthroughs. So right now I have my Super Smash Bros. For 3DS playthrough, technically the redone because of it being a redo of my very first playthrough on my channel, which is not big on the best because my very first video did not have the best performance at all. And I mean in the redone playthrough, not the original. I did not do very well, but I'm going to do better at that. And I'm going to have 4 more parts of that, so 5 parts total. And essentially, Jesus, this is why I did this in a live stream format. So, I have a couple ideas for some more playthroughs I'm thinking about doing. I've thought about doing a Snoopy's Grand Adventure playthrough because of the fact that Snoopy's Grand Adventure is the game that I made a video of before and kind of talked about how the game is really not that well known, and I would really like to do a playthrough of that game because it's a game that I wouldn't mind doing a playthrough of. I want to. I think it could be fun and a little easy, but I like easy stuff anyways. And I also had ideas of doing a Rayman Legends playthrough because I played through the game in January once again on PS4 and just absolutely loved it. It's so goddamn good. I would love to do a playthrough of the game, especially co-op. Like, I think co-op would be a lot of fun, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that co-op. I may not even do it, but I have ideas of doing Rayman Legends because I think that'd be a fun game to do a playthrough of. And another when it comes out is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Okay, maybe not necessarily when it comes out, but I've been thinking about doing a Kirby and the Forgotten Land playthrough because I think that'd be a fun playthrough to do because honestly I played the demo a while ago and I absolutely loved the demo. I am a lot more excited for the game than I was. Like, I watched the trailers and whatnot, but when I played the demo, I was like, okay, I need to play this. I need this game injected in my soul. And so I am going to do, I might potentially do that. I may potentially do a playthrough of another Kirby game as well. That's always very likely. Considering I can record my Wii, so I could do like a Kirby's Return to Dreamland playthrough. Because I haven't played that game in a long time. Maybe I should do that. But yeah, I have some other playthroughs in mind as well, though I'm not entirely sure on those yet. But those are some playthrough ideas that I have in mind for the future. And the next thing to go over is Rage with NCSO7. So Rage with NCSO7 is going to be continuing. I'm going to get another part out sometime soon. How many miles was that before? Jesus, that wasn't even that far. I'm going to do a different one. But essentially, with Rage with NCSO7, it's going to keep going forward. I'm going to have a new part maybe next week. I'm not entirely sure. I'm kind of hoping I can. But here's the big thing that is kind of a big announcement, because some things are going to be changing a little bit. I'm going to find a good course first. Oh man, I'll do this one. I'll do the custom race. I don't have access to dirt races yet. Maybe not. Jesus Christ. I'll just do the mountain trial one. Wherever that is. There it is. Sorry for the abrupt pause, but I wanna... There we go. Alright, so after that pause, going back to Rage with NCSO7, there will still be more parts each and every month. However, though, they will be made in a different way. And that is because of the big announcement that I am going to be moving within, like, the next month. And, so essentially, like, I didn't really know this for a while, but me and my family, we're going to be moving into a new place, so it's going to be a bit of a change. I'm going to be leaving this house in, like, I believe late mid-April, so mid-April will be when I'm going to be leaving, which is actually the reason why I'm doing a house tour video on my second channel, because I kind of want to show what the house and the room, and what my game room is as well before it all goes to the next place, which will be a little smaller, but it should be very nice. It'll be a new change of pace, and I'm pretty excited about that. But because I'm gonna actually be moving into an apartment. Well, my family is, and unfortunately, that does mean that since I'm gonna be in an apartment, I can't really scream and yell like I do in my Rage videos. But I do have a workaround for this that can last the series for a lot longer, and that is pre-making them before I leave, because sometime later in this month, or at least sometime before I move, I'm going to pre-make a bunch of episodes for Rage with NCSO7 that'll go up at various points in time. I'm going to try and pre-make maybe like 9 or so episodes. Unfortunately, though, when I do like run out of episodes that I pre-made, I more than likely will have to end the series, unfortunately, and Rage with NCSO7 will have to come to an end. Season 2 will have to come to an end, which is a little sad to say, but it still could keep on going for quite a while. It should be able to last, hopefully, for the rest of 2022, which is good to know, because Rage with NCSO7, it's not one of the best series ever, but I still like the series. I like the games I play and how I can rage at them. It's fun. They're fun videos to make, and they're not too difficult either, which is going to make it a lot better to pre-make the videos. Even if it'll be kind of weird, since I will be in the old place, so it will be kind of weird when I've been moved in for a while and you still see me in the old house. But keep in mind, they'll be pre-made, so that's why. Though it shouldn't be that much of an issue, though, anyways. But Rage with NCSO7 will still keep going. And moving on to the Iceberg videos. I'm only going to be talking about 2 icebergs right now. The first of which will be a iceberg on, well, the game I'm playing right now, Gran Turismo. Yes, I will be doing a Gran Turismo iceberg, more than likely by late March. I'm not entirely sure when. I need to start working on it soon, but I have midterms next week, so I'm not going to probably start before then. I will more than likely start after my midterms are done. Then I can really get to work on it. However, the Gran Turismo Iceberg video is going to be a lot smaller, and it's going to be a lot shorter. It's going to be more of a mini iceberg. Like, I don't think the video is going to be that long at all, because it's going to be kind of more of a filler iceberg for my next iceberg video, which is going to be a Little Witch Academia Iceberg, which will be the first Iceberg video that I do that isn't based on a video game or a video game series. Now, regarding when the Little Witch Academia Iceberg will come out, I have no idea. I have literally no idea. And I know that there's only going to be like 3 people that are going to watch the video, and I'm going to be proud of it. I'm going to be proud of it. Because I watched Little Witch Academia like a month or a little over a month ago, and I absolutely fell in love with the series and bought the VR game and bought the console game, the one that's not actually that good. The VR game is good though, but I'll talk more about that in my Oculus Quest 2 video. But I'm not entirely sure of when the Little Witch Academia Iceberg will come out. I would say, if you want an estimation, maybe May, but I'm not entirely sure. Honestly, we'll just have to wait and see for that, because I genuinely do not have a single clue. But yeah, those are the 2 icebergs, and I've got a couple more iceberg videos that I want to do within the year, but I'll announce those at later dates, because I feel that is more necessary. And then just one video that I want to talk about before I get into the last thing I want to talk about. I do intend to do more tier list videos, with one being my Super Monkey Ball Games tier list, where I rank the Monkey Ball games. I'm going to do that video in April, so be on the lookout for that. I've got a couple of other tier lists that I want to do, and look out for those. Now we're finally at the last thing I want to talk about, the big thing that everyone cares about, the DDLC mods. So first I'm going to talk about the series videos, the DDLC Mod series that I have going. The first one being Natsuki's Contract to Doom, and I've decided that I'm going to cut the series a lot shorter than I was intending. Originally the series was going to be like a 12-parter, or around something like that. However, given the fact that the first part and the second part got very few views, I decided to limit it to around like 9 or 8 parts. However, given the fact that the series just hasn't really gotten a lot of popularity, like, at all, I've decided that I'm only going to make it 6 parts long. So yes, there will only be 3 more parts to the series. I don't know when those 3 parts are going to come out, because I still kind of got to decide that, but I have made sure that the series will at the very least end by October of 2022. So that'll be like the latest that the series will end, though it more than likely will end a lot sooner than that, but I don't really know. It really depends on when I want to make another part in the series, but I don't even really know, because no one really gave a lot of care about it in the first place, so I don't really know. And the other series that I just started up recently, Monika Plays Gran Turismo 7, that will be a 6-part series as well. However, that series will also get various periodic parts. There will be another part to that series later this month in March. However, the next 4 parts are going to come out on different times. I'm not sure when those will come out. However, that series will still also end by at the latest by the end of October of 2022. Just like Natsuki's Contract to Doom. So, yeah. Both of those series are going to be going out by that date. And regarding new series, I don't actually think I'm going to be doing any new series. And I know I mentioned, I believe in my last N-Series 7 Direct, a series that I was going to do called Trouble. I've decided to scrap it because of the big thing that I'm not going to be doing series videos anymore. And the reason for that is just they aren't popular enough, because Series the Special One was the first series that I did, and I'm talking about series unlike like When Elevators Go Wrong. I'm talking series that follow like a consistent story, or actually have like various parts to them, not necessarily just sequels to videos. But with like Series the Special One, that was a series that was quite liked. A lot of people really liked the series. I was quite proud of the series. I think it was a really good series and quite good. And then I made Project Cyanica, which was a little bit, I still think it was an interesting series, but even then, it definitely wasn't a great series per se. I think the series could have been a little bit better, and it definitely didn't do anywhere near as well as Series the Special One did, but it still did well enough for me to make the series completely full. However, I also did a Campfire story series as well, which you guys more than likely forgot about because of the fact that I kind of got rid of the series quite quickly. I made one part and it wasn't really that good, and then I kind of just I'll say it right now uncensored, half-assed the last two parts just to get the series out of the way. That way people wouldn't be there lingering, even though I ended it on a pretty stupid conclusion. But nobody really ever watched the series anyway, so who really gives a crap? And with like Natsuki's and like with Monika Plays Miles Morales, that was a good series. I liked doing it. It was something different, but it definitely isn't like the biggest thing ever. It is definitely a lot more fun to make that though, as opposed to like a story that has to be like really interesting that many people won't watch, such as Natsuki's Contract of Doom, which unfortunately has just not done well enough at all for me to really want to keep continuing like that much further. I'm not going to cancel it. I'm not going to leave it on a cliffhanger. You guys will see an actual ending to the series, though it will be a lot more rushed. But at least you get closure on the series, unlike people who just end their series and whatnot on cliffhangers, only to just never get them resolved ever again, so just, who knows. But I've decided that I'm going to be doing away with series videos, but I have come up with another idea. And look at that, I just slapped in the last person in place. But I've been thinking about doing more two-part videos. So this is something that I haven't really done a lot of because of just kind of keeping most of my my mods pretty like independent from one another, meaning that you don't have to watch one mod in particular in order to understand another one. Like, they're independent of each other. But I have been thinking about doing more two-part videos in the future as well, which is something that I would kind of like to do. Now, I'm not going to do it all the time, but I might do it kind of like how I did Monika is Missing, which was a series that was not really much of a series. It was a three-parter series. It wasn't really anything that massive or anything like that. It wasn't like this big series that had this big story going with it, but it was still a little something that made it so that way some of the videos were connected to one another. And I'm thinking about doing some more stuff like that every once in a while, and stuff like Dokis Experience Quarantine, which was also like a two-parter. So I might do some stuff like that, and whatnot. And I also have a few video ideas that I'm going to share right now. Usually I don't share my mod ideas because I like to keep them as a surprise for when you guys see them. Aside from a couple of times where I will say what the mod will be. This is usually because of me deciding what the mod will be about after I post the schedule for the week, so I don't actually know until like after I post the schedule, so it's a little more of a secret. But here are 3 mod videos that'll come out eventually. The first one being A Marriage with Monika, which will release sometime within April. The main thing with that video, though, is that I'm going to have to make a bunch of Monika sprites of her in a wedding dress, so it'll take a little bit more effort, but I don't really mind. I'll do it eventually since I want to do it, so there is that. And I also want to do a video on the Dokis finding a gun, or the Dokis find a gun, which take a guess at what that could be about. And I'd really like to do that at some point. That'll be coming out within May. I have a lot of interesting ideas on how that video is going to go, because things are definitely going to go wrong on that. I already have some ideas. And I also have an idea of making a video of MC becoming evil. Now, I'm not sure if I'll do like a video like the evil drug or something like that, but I do have the ideas of making an MC becomes evil video, which will be coming out sometime. I don't know when. But that will be interesting as well. And to kind of talk about some stuff, like some more general stuff regarding my mods, before I get into the last big announcement of the Sensioso 7 Direct, some people might be wondering, what is the schedule for you posting your mods? Because you see, when I made DDLC Fan Suggestions 1, I made it as big priority to make a mod every single Sunday. And I kept it up for a while, of course missing a few weeks, until around, like, I would say October of last year, when I really started to feel burnt out, and ultimately decided to make a mod every other week. Until I went on hiatus, and then when I came back from my hiatus in early February, I started making a mod every single Sunday. So, what is my upload schedule going to be for my mods? They will still be coming out on Sundays. However, they are going to kind of come out whenever I feel like, whenever I have enough time. They will more than likely not come out on every other Sunday. I'm going to try and get them out on as many Sundays as I can. However, if I've just got a lot going on, or if maybe I'm just not feeling up to it, I may potentially cancel a mod instead of trying to rush one out. Because one of the big things I've been trying to fix as well, which you definitely would notice if you've paid attention to the length of my mods, is how long they are. You see, before, I used to make a lot of shorter DDLC mods that were usually in like the 4-minute to 7-minute range. And while I think it works well in some cases, I really wanted to try and make my mods a lot more substantial and long. I feel like if my mods reach the 10-minute mark, then I feel like it's a pretty decently sized video. Given you only get them once a week, you definitely won't. And I've definitely been trying to keep this up, and I am going to continue to try to keep this up, mostly because at this point I am putting a lot more effort into my mods. And there is a couple of reasoning as to why this is. One of the big reasons why I slowed down on my mod making last year and how my mods weren't really getting much better was mostly because of the simple fact that I just kept running out of ideas. I had to rush out ideas and they just didn't work out as well. However, when I was on hiatus in January and like a little bit of February, I made it a big priority to make a big list of mod ideas so that way I can have as many ideas as possible, so that way when I do come back, I won't be like, oh, what should I make a mod of, and then realize it at the last second and then make like a 5-minute video that isn't really that good. So I'm gonna definitely put a lot more time into the mod making. I would definitely say that the mods I've made this year are very, very decent. I really like how all of them have turned out. All 4 of them so far have turned out really well, and I keep on continuing this because honestly, one of the big things I'm trying to do this year, unlike last year, is to really put emphasis on my mods. Because honestly, previous years, mods have been like a big staple, obviously, because it's the one thing that people like. That's the only reason my channel got popular. But even then, though, I feel like, especially near the latter part of last year, they were definitely becoming more of an afterthought as I was having more fun and putting more work into my other adventures. So I've decided what I'm going to do is put more into my mods because that's what you guys watch. So I think I'm going to definitely do that. And I'm going to try and keep making them around like the 10-minute mark and whatnot. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be padding them out with filler and all that stuff. I'm going to try and make them as substantial as possible without being too filler heavy. However, there will be some times when I make shorter mods. But that's going to happen. That's just going to happen. So I'm going to get into one more race, and then I think I'm going to end the video. I'll just do this one then. Yeah, I'll keep it at 10. Actually, nah, I'll do 15. Alright, and going into my very last thing to talk about in the Sensio 7 Direct is a very special DDLC mod that will be coming out within June, far from now, and that is my big 1-hour DDLC mod special. Now, I just mentioned before how I've been trying to make my videos, my mods, more so past the 10-minute mark. However, in June, I'm going to be making a very substantial DDLC mod. It's going to be kind of like a bit of a movie, I guess you could say. It's going to be 1 hour long. And I'm very excited to do it. It's going to be a much bigger project. It's going to be a lot longer than anything I've made. It's going to be a lot bigger, and I'm really excited to make that. It's going to be a very big video. Now, I'm not sure at all on what the video is going to be about. I still have to figure all of that out. But I am going to be doing that within, like, June. It's going to be a really fun endeavor. I'm really excited to make it because most of my mod, like, I think my longest mod that wasn't a Monika plays or like whatnot was, I would say, like maybe around the 15-minute mark. So I'm really excited to make a video that is like an hour long, and it is going to take a lot of prep time, like, but it's not going to honestly be as bad as I think. And I honestly have wanted to do this before, but I've just never really been able to, just because I've gotten, well, surprise, lazy. But what am I doing wrong? not doing anything wrong. Why is the game saying that? But yeah, that's going to be happening in June. It's going to be an hour long. I've still got... It's not even in production yet. I haven't even thought about what the mod's going to be about. But it's going to be a big deal. I'm going to premiere it. It's going to be big. And I hope you guys enjoy that. And that is pretty much it when it comes to all the stuff to mention. I guess I could also make a mention of the fact that DDLC Fan Suggestions is going to kind of slow down as well. I'm thinking about only doing those once a year as opposed to twice a year because I just don't get enough suggestions. So I'm thinking about doing a DDLC Fan Suggestions once a year from now on. But I do have other ideas on how I can handle fans in my videos. But anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say for this NCS07 Direct. I definitely like to doing this more so in live stream style because it allows me to kind of give you guys a little visual of something to watch while I'm talking about stuff, even though it's not going to be that easy to hear like, over the sound of the cars and whatnot, but I don't it'll manage. You'll get it. I'll even post like the list of the stuff that I talk about in like maybe sometime later. But that's pretty much it for the NCS07 Direct. So to the people watching the video right now, if you guys have any interests or questions or whatnot regarding some of the stuff, definitely put them in the chat, because once this race is done, though, I am going to get off and go back to playing my VR headset. I'm gonna take it that there's probably no questions. I feel like a teacher on like Zoom now. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this NCS07 Direct at this point. I will post like a list and whatnot in the description of the video at a later date. Detail and stuff for people who aren't able to watch the entire thing. But anyways, thanks to the people who watched the video. And if you have any questions about some of the stuff and want to know a little bit more, let me know in the comments, but I'm not probably going to be able to give too much away, otherwise I'm going to be ruining the surprise. And I'm just going to go silent and let the race finish itself, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody, and take care.